believe that meets the legal definition. Welcome to an episode of Jay Leno's Garage, the car we're featuring today, 1969 Camaro. Hardly stock. This was done by the Ring brothers. You know, these guys do incredible work. This won the award at SEMA, I think the Chevrolet Design Award. I love the fact that it still looks like a 69 Camaro until you start to look close and you see all the kind of cool little things they've done. So let's bring in Mike and Jim, the Ring brothers. Come on in, guys. How are you?
Good, Jay.
Good.
Nice.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being had. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Well, this is just great. I mean, it's. I like the color. I mean, that's a Chevrolet color, isn't it? Yeah.
Actually, it's something similar, but yet looks like it could have been in that year.
Yeah. I mean, I love the fact that I hate it when a car has changed so much I can't even tell what it was originally. You know, I love the fact that you've kept the integrity of it, but just little. I see all. Well, tell me where to start. I don't know where to begin. Everything from the door handles.
The owner, Don Atkinson, came to us, wanted us to build this car, and he said, you know, I really like the 69 Camaro, and he said, I want to modify it. I want a really badass 69 Camaro, but I want it to look like a 69 Camaro.
Right.
And you know, I think we pulled that off. It's still got a lot of the Camaro features and look, but everything has been touched on this car.
Yeah, you just have to look twice. Like, just first off, the door handle, which in no way, it kind of resembles the original, but not really. If you put the original next to it, it wouldn't look anything like it. But to see it, you have to look at it twice, and then you get into the detail of it. Beautifully done. And this here, what do we have here?
Well, it's the ground effects that we wanted to achieve, but you know, make the car look a little lower with actually not making the car lower. So making carbon ground effects that actually are away from the car, but yet turn up into the car. And even the doors, Don, you know, the owner, he's an amazing guy, and he's got a great eye. And even the corners are round, you know. So a lot of the things are the original door, but yet nothing's left alone.
I like the fact that it has normal ground clearance, so you can drive it like a regular car. I mean, you got some of these cars, you pull into the gas station, yeah, I got to back up and I got to crab in sideways, and it's just not practical. You know, this is the fun thing about these kind of cars from this era. There's no such thing as scraping on the ground. I mean, it just doesn't happen. Cool. The wheels are huge. What are those, 20s?
Actually, it's a 20 in the back and a 19 in the front. It's an HRE wheel that we kind of designed it around kind of the old throwback IROC wheel, you know, the Camaro. Again, we still wanted it to scream Camaro, but yet be different. I think they fit the car. The gold.
Gold works.
We went back and forth on the gold. You know, who'd ever thought we were going to paint a car blue with gold wheels, brown interior, and white stripes? But it came together. I think the car looks good. No,
it looks really good. The wheels look big to me, but that may be more me. I mean, if anything distracts from a 69 Camaro, it's the size of the wheel. I mean, I just like having a bit more rubber in terms of comfort and you know. I mean, so many. I've got a couple of cars with big wheels, and just in LA, you hit a puddle, bang, down, the wheel's broken. It broke my wheel.
$5,000 down the drain.
Like, stop it! They call the city and they go, "Yeah, we're real concerned." Okay, thank you very much. But yeah, it drives me crazy. But yeah, if there's anything that immediately distracts, it's probably that. It's probably that. And you actually designed the wheel yourself, right?
We worked together with HRE.
Gary Regal's the guy that does a lot of our design work for us. He does a great job.
So I assume there's no spare tire.
There is no.
Because you got to say to yourself, do I carry a 19 or a 20?
Never thought of it that way.
Lucky punk? What do you got?
There's a cell phone.
Which one are you going to get the flat tire on? Yeah. And we have here a rear view camera. Is that what that is?
Actually, that's a replay camera that's on there to actually tape the police officer that writes you the ticket.
Oh yeah, well they enjoy that. You'll get a warning once the cop sees that. Yeah. You know, it's funny now. I'm starting to question everything. Did you guys do it? It was originally Camaro. Now this crease is Camaro, correct? But it looks different at the front. What's different?
The crease actually follows around the wheel well, but we continued it forward, and I think when we actually did that, we seen that in the rendering, the step in the fender here.
Okay. Maybe that's what's throwing me off.
We asked Gary, the designer, about that actually when he did it, and he said, no, that's a shadow line, but you guys put it in there, so I think it worked.
No, it works.
Plus, we really make the edges sharp on this car, more so than they were, so I think the reflection and the shadow of how sharp they are, I think it adds to that.
I mean, that's
what
kind
you're
of
seeing.
that's kind of the fun part, you know. Is it Camaro or is it Memorex? You know,
Yeah.
one of those commercials, you know, because was that originally there? But it's just so subtle. It looks great, and of course the hood is fantastic. So it's the whole hood carbon fiber, and this is an insert.
Yep,
or?
yep. No, the whole hood's carbon, but
Right.
we designed it to actually have these exchangeable inserts. So like if you get sick of a cowl hood, you can put a flat hood. You can put by just changing the insert. We did raise the cowl up a little bit to get it a little higher.
Right.
You can see we actually brought the fenders, you know, the windshield post around. The fender on a Camaro typically runs up to the window.
Oh, okay, right. And this does extract heat, correct?
Yeah, correct. It does. It actually works real well. Okay. Pull the heat out.
And that will kind of defrost the windshield.
There you go.
Exactly. In Wisconsin, we need that.
Yeah, you do need that. But that's really nicely done. I really enjoy that. That looks great.
People really miss the roof on this car a lot, the way the roof is stepped in.
Oh, here?
Yeah. Something that gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah, yeah. You kind of have the ultimate gurney bubble here.
Yeah.
And we even made the headliner mimic that on the inside, so it actually pops down where that.
Oh, I see, yeah.
What it is that the center's sunk. A lot of people think we raised the outside, but we actually sunk the middle.
Oh, okay. Now, is that the stock rear window?
It is.
It is.
It is? Well, okay, that looks different to me. Maybe because of the way it's flush
Exactly.
here.
It's flushed, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, how about along the front? Let's see what else we got here. It's fun finding all the subtle changes. I mean, the real genius is knowing when to stop.
Yeah, I don't know if we figured that out yet.
No, I think you really did, because, I mean, I see so much stuff that's just overdone. They've just taken it one or two steps too far, you know, and that's what's nice about this. I don't get any of that here.
You know, the mirrors on this car, what do you do for mirrors? There's nothing out there. We really wanted to do something different.
Yeah, oh, the carbon fiber here?
Well, the carbon and just the whole way. We machined all of these parts to hold it like in your hand, and it's just a new style bracket, but I think they work well on the car.
Yeah, they do. They work very well on the car.
Help with Gentex on them. They're a great company.
Called Gentex.
Yeah. And what's different in the front? Let's see.
Everything.
Every single thing. Engine oil cooler down low here on this side.
Okay.
Power steering cooler on the other side. All the bumpers are 100% machined out of blocks of billet.
Wow.
All of these pieces were machined. The grill's machined. The grill bars and everything are all laser cut, put together.
Wire EDM'd, actually. What was cool about this, Jay, is the owner, Don, he owns a machine shop. We could never machine anything. That's one chunk billet, that bumper, and the rear one. And he did it all.
That's the smart thing. You get the owner to do the work, and then you charge him.
It worked pretty good.
He's been an amazing guy.
All the time. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
So yeah,
it's like Tom Sawyer painting the fence. You know? Hey, why don't you have the owner come in? You do all the work. Thanks, fellas. And then that's the real genius of the Ring brothers.
Yeah,
get the guy to do all the work.
He did do a lot of work.
And we wanted to make it look like a 69. The RS grills, if you didn't have a car here, you wouldn't notice. They're real flat. This one, we like the arc of like a regular 69 grill because they have a lot more taper. The 69s are real flat because of the hideaway headlights.
Right.
But the way we did this, it's really tapered back.
Meaning the point to the center on a non-rally sport car is this pretty flat through here. But
and how does the door open on the headlight?
Actually, they don't. It's got an LED.
Well, that's what I thought. So that's the headlight.
Exactly. Yeah, a DOT approved with a lens that kind of hides everything.
They're very bright too.
Yeah, it's incredibly bright.
Because I looked and I thought, oh, they made that the headlight. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's just a reflect. Wow.
And that's why they are openings are, you know, on a regular 69 hideaway car, the machined area is much tighter because they do open.
Right.
With these, we needed to narrow it up so that you could project the light through it.
Let's open the hood. Let's take a look at the motor. Now, tell me about the motor. What do we have here?
It's a Wagner Motorsports LS3 416 cubic inch.
So they start with these.
An LS3, yeah.
Okay, 350 block.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's got a Whipple supercharger on it.
Well, that's pretty sanitary, huh?
Yeah, it sure is. It looks like a vacuum cleaner to me.
Yeah. Now this is the Whipple that's normally used on the supercharged Corvette.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
Wait, just change the pulley. Get a little more.
This one's turned up, plus the whole bottom end. Everything about it, you know, Carl they're pretty good friends of ours, local engine builders,
Right.
and they build it from the ground up, and it
didn't have quite enough power. We actually put a smaller pulley on just for you to give it a little more boost.
And what are we looking at here? About 900 and change?
Actually,
horsepower?
probably with the new pulley, it's probably 1,000 horse.
Wow. Okay.
It feels like 1,000 horse.
You know, it's funny because when I was a kid, the hot thing was to get the engine dress-up kit, which would be chrome this and polish that, and
The red
and
wires
really the
and-
only shiny thing you have is
a couple
here and here.
bolts.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's amazing. Yeah. And the transmission is what, a Tremec?
Tremec, yep,
Yeah, I mean, that's-
T56.
And it can take the 1,000 horsepower. It's amazing.
They're
yeah.
pretty tough trannies. Usually the clutches are what gives up.
And what do you use for clutch?
This one's got a center force clutch in
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just even the latches, I machine the latch
Yeah.
to work with all the factory GM stuff. As much as the new car stuff we can use, we try to use. Cause
I know, it almost looks as if, you know, in the old days they'd have a display motor made of wood that they would put in there and no wires or nothing around it. I mean, yeah, it's very cool. Well, nice. What does the car weigh, do you know?
You know, and that's one thing we hadn't done. We were going to have Dave scale it before we
Yeah.
left, and we haven't. I'm sure it's pushing 4,000.
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
it
Do
it's.
you think it's that heavy?
Yeah, I think it's probably
Yeah.
38 to 4,000.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not a. It's definitely wasn't intended to be on a diet when it was built with the
Yeah.
subframe connectors and all the Dynamat, and we
Yeah,
want-
the Dynamat's heavy.
Oh,
Adds a
it's
lot of
heavy.
weight.
Yeah.
It
And it's-
works, but it's a lot of weight.
We could weigh it here.
There you go.
Good.
Let's,
Yeah,
We'll
I'd
put it
do
up on
that.
a scale and see what it weighs. Yeah. But before we do that, we'll shut the hood again and just drop it from the center.
You can just shut it up, drop it.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Is that a Hurst shifter or is it a different?
No,
It's a
it's one of
shifter. We
ours.
actually manufacture
Oh, okay.
that part.
Because it sits high, doesn't it?
Right.
I mean, for a while there, everybody had these short, stubby deals. Now, a second car I've seen in the last
they're
couple
getting
of weeks.
taller.
Yeah, they're getting taller. Yeah, yeah. Boy, that's a really comfortable looking seat.
It really is too.
They are. It's a seat that actually started its life out as a Recaro that
Oh,
we
okay.
completely cut up and.
Yeah, no, that looks
changed.
comfortable. I know you guys came with that lawn chair thing.
Yeah.
Chevrolet went, it's like an electric chair. It was metal, and it was like.
Actually, that wasn't that bad for comfort.
No, it wasn't bad at all. Actually.
It just
wasn't
looked
bad
like
at
an
all.
electric chair.
The steering wheel in here, actually, Don, the owner, made that. It's we actually wanted to make sure it looked like Camaro, but that's machined out of another chunk. Of
There's
Bill.
probably 270 hours machining just
Yeah?
on that steering wheel.
And of course, you charged Don for that.
Oh yeah.
We did,
Yeah.
He machines his own wheel. And you know how long it takes, and you charge him. Okay. It's interesting. The wheel looks familiar to me. I know it's an original wheel, but it has a bit of that Chrysler from the 60s thing, you know, with the oblong kind of steering wheel.
Well,
We
it's-
tried to pull the wheel spoke into it, you know, the way
Yeah.
the wheels are with the big spokes.
Yeah, and the modern Camaro wheel looks similar to
It
that.
does.
doesn't
It does. Yeah.
And the side panels look great.
Thanks.
They're
yeah.
really, really nice.
We work with the guy Steve at Upholstery Unlimited, and he wraps and does, and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
really he can sew straight. He's local. It's
that's the best looking seat I've seen in a long time. And the dash is, whose gauges are those?
Actually, it's Classic Instruments.
Okay.
Again, we machined all of the parts and sent it out, and then they actually filled the holes with the gauges. But
Okay.
yeah. Don again did that.
Right.
And, wire EDM'd. He burnt. Actually, if you look at it, like the taillight panel, there's grooves in it because we wanted texture, nothing just
Right.
flat. We didn't want to think somebody made it out of flat aluminum or something. So he actually wired EDM'd and burnt all those grooves in the dash and in
they
the
actually
taillight
use like
panel.
they machine a piece of carbon and then they burn it in. You know, they machine carbon to make the grooves that you want, and then they put it up to that material and it burns that surface.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an interesting
It is.
way they do that.
Come on, let's go around the back of the car. Look at the taillight panel.
The rear is actually one-piece machine. This entire panel
Yeah.
was all cut out. Obviously, that was sheet metal from the factory, but this is actually a machine piece that carries the tail lights.
Tell me about the taillights.
Tail lights are 100% one-off. They're all machined. The lenses are actually, we started out with a red lens material, 1 inch thick, and machined
Right.
the lenses. LED boards were made for each one. Spent a lot of time in the tail lights. They're really bright. It's hard to be behind this car.
Are they
but,
sequential or?
no, they're not. They
No.
actually, but they're, they're just a really nice looking light when they're on.
Yeah, yeah.
Bumper again was 100% machined out of one big chunk.
Nice tasteful spoiler here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, and even the gas door, open it.
Oh, I see.
And it's got the new style filler with no cap. It's
Oh,
actually
okay.
just direct fill. So
Oh,
it's kind
very cool.
of nice.
How
too.
big a tank?
16.
Oh, okay.
It's actually probably less than that because we had to get the exhaust by it, so we notched each corner. So it probably took a couple gallons out of it.
Yeah. It's like a Harley peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Well, it started at 16 anyway.
And
And
what
it's
do we
actually
use?
registered.
Huh?
It's actually registered this time.
Yeah,
Normally
yeah,
we-
it's a street legal car. Well, it's a 69,
Yeah.
so you don't have a lot of the problems. And you guys won the award at SEMA, right? The,
We did. GM gave us best Chevrolet again at SEMA. It was a
Well,
nice award from them guys.
That's great. That's great. Very cool. Well, you want to see what it weighs?
Sure, let's
Sure.
do it.
And it'll be fun to put it up in the air and see what it looks like on the
Sure.
bottom, too.
Yeah.
Come on, let's take it next door, we'll put it up in the air, and we'll see how much it weighs. I'm going to go with 38.
Will this tell you what the weight is? This
Yeah.
this machine or the hoist?
Yeah, each corner.
Wow.
It weighs each corner. Okay, welcome to the Ring Brother Challenge. See which Ring Brother is closest to guessing the weight of the car. You guessed
I think it's heavy. I think it's 4,100.
4,100, and you have,
It's 4,000 pounds.
it's 4,000 pounds. George, could I have the scale? I have it on my phone. Oh, it's on George's phone. The correct number is 3953.
He cheats.
There you go.
He probably weighed it.
3953. Because maybe you were sitting in it at the time.
I think it was,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was probably it. But yeah, these lifts are great. They give you the weight
They
of the
are.
car.
It's amazing.
It is
yeah.
a nice lift.
Now, what rear end is this? I don't recognize this.
For us, it's a Chevy. That's a 12
Just a
volt.
12 volt
standard
Chevrolet,
Chevy,
yeah.
but
With a 373 gear. and
okay.
It's a little stronger. Don actually had purchased that before he even brought it to us. He wanted to make sure we didn't throw any Ford
You know,
parts
did you
in
guys
it.
do anything in this car? It seems like Don did all the work, and Don did the machine work, Don did this. You guys couldn't even guess the weight of it.
Don didn't tell us.
I mean, look at the level of craftsmanship here. Look how, come up to here, look at this exhaust system, how everything is so clean. You know, it's a classic case, if it looks right, it is right.
Well, you build the floors around the exhaust. I think that's probably a key
Yeah.
when you're building something. You
Yeah.
don't try to incorporate the exhaust after the fact. You really start by building the exhaust and then you build around it.
And we got these traction bars here.
Actually,
it's a
it's the
four-link.
four-link. It's
Oh,
the
I see.
lower
Lower control
lower
arm.
control arm.
I see, okay.
And the uppers are shorter.
Okay.
It's a company called Detroit Speed.
And your sway bar here.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And which brakes are these?
It's got the bear.
Oh, Bear, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This has got the race brakes on it. They shut down really well.
Yeah, yeah. And they're steel rotors, right? Not,
Yep, yep,
Right.
steel rotor. The dry sump, you know, it just, for some reason for me, it just makes me feel comfortable, especially if you're hammering on these cars.
Yeah, yeah.
You know they're getting oil. The Tremec transmission, the 6-speed. These are great transmissions.
Yeah, they really are terrific. We do a lot with Tremec, and you know, you can move the shifter anywhere
Yep.
you want, 3 or 4 choices of
Yep.
positions. So it's,
We typically put flex joints in all of our exhausts.
Yeah.
It tends to calm them down a lot. You know,
I use these in my steam car.
do ya?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it moves them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, allows some movement.
Yeah, this is, boy, it's just beautifully done, all the fittings. How many hours in this car?
5,000.
And Don did what,
And none of
480
and
of those?
that doesn't count Don's time.
That doesn't count Don's
Don
time.
did 4,800
Yeah.
of those. You guys had to drive it here, then stop at the diner, get a bite to eat, and then, yeah, so, yeah.
Oh, so-
yeah, so, yeah.
Hopefully Don can ride with you so everybody can see who this Don guy
Yeah,
is.
this mysterious Don. Well, I know he's busy working on your other projects. That's why he couldn't be here today. But boy, it's just, and this is a street car. This is a
This
driving
is-
car, you know. I always amazed when I go to SEMA sometimes, the guys have chrome rotors. I'm like, well, what does that do? You can't even put the brake on
Yeah.
once, so you shred it. But and they, you know,
Not
they,
meant
they,
to
they
drive.
push. Yeah, what's the point of it? It's not. Meant
Yeah, and
to
then
drive.
and this is not a Riddler car. You know, this is car meant to be driven.
Right.
And everything's not perfect. It's really just nice, but it's not overdone, and it's
And these flex joints are great because stuff does move
Oh,
around.
yeah.
And you know, you have everything bolted tight and then crack.
I think that's the key of these old cars. It's so hard to make them. You know, you with all the cars you get in, all these new vehicles, it's hard to make an old car feel
Like a new one.
modern.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is. But You know, the thing I always say, there are guys that do paint and body work and trim, and then there are guys that do mechanical. And there are a few guys, except you guys, that can do both, that really make it work, you know, because a lot of times it looks great, it needs an engine rebuild. And if it runs like a top, it needs paint and chrome, and you know, but you guys actually do the whole package, and it's really impressive. It's really impressive. It's probably time to take this thing for a ride.
I think so.
We should.
Seems to go okay, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's got 800 foot-pounds of torque,
Yeah.
up to 6,100.
This is the most powerful car you have?
Yes, it definitely is.
I think it's safe to say it's the most powerful Camaro I've ever been in. Boy, it pulls very nicely, but it's all linear. It's not peaky and crazy.
It likes RPM.
Yeah, yeah, it does. So you have a machine shop, huh?
Yeah, actually we do. Machine shop, tool and die, design and build.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, we do automotive stamping to 1,000 tons. So.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. That 14-gallon tank probably won't get you too far. Looks like the tumbleweed across the street.
Yeah, see there, yeah.
Yeah. Have you driven the new Camaro with the 650 horse?
I haven't yet, but I will.
It's impressive. It's impressive. You get across country pretty quick in this thing.
You better believe it.
Just feel these tires wanting to break loose at every second.
I don't think you've used the full throttle yet, have you, Jay?
No, no.
Yeah, you gotta roll into it or it'll.
Yeah, I just want to get some heat in the tires. Yeah, that's my favorite thing on YouTube, you know. You go to these car and coffee events, you get these guys that car's been sitting parked for 4 hours, and they want to pull out of the parking lot and make a big show-off deal. And they hit it, they power slide right into the parked car across the street. Then the guy comes over and punches them in the face. And, you know, that's the thing with these modern cars. Everything happens so quickly.
Right.
Like when I was a kid, you knew why you had an accident. Well, I gave it the gas, I felt myself starting to do it, I overcorrected too much, and then I hit. Now everybody goes, I don't know what happened. They get in the car, step on the, bang, what happened? Boy, she's got a lot of torque.
The thing that's interesting about it is it just keeps right on pulling.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, like I said, 800 at 6,100. So.
You know, 1,000 horsepower can cure a lot of problems, but this thing isn't good. You should let Don. You want to give it a try? It's your car.
I can drive it.
Yeah, let's let the boss drive it. This thing is it's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, being as they let me make everything for it,
Yeah.
they should let me drive it, right?
Least they can do is let you drive the thing. You almost don't need 6th gear in this thing.
No. We did all the 3D machining on it.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, how is it to drive your own car?
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
I got to do something I couldn't do before.
Yeah, that's hilarious that I drove it before you did. I want to at least give you the chance. Feels
Appreciate
okay.
that.
Now, you said you want to, throttle's a little too sensitive. I found that too.
Yeah, I want to get a little more spring in the throttle. You know, when you start pulling out with it, your body goes back and then it goes forward and you get a little extra throttle activity out of it that way, so that needs to change.
Well, it's a beautiful car, and you guys do beautiful work, and your machine work combined with the Ring Brothers really makes this an exceptional car. Do you want Jim to do a burnout with this thing?
I think it's appropriate.
I think it's
He's
appropriate.
got more miles on it than I do, so I think it's time for Jim to let it buck.
Yeah, plus that way if he breaks it.
That's right, it's still under warranty.
That's right, there you go. Don, thanks.
Thank you, Jim.
I'm going to do that burnout right now.
You're making me do this?
I believe that meets the legal definition.
Mm-hmm.